So I chose to do my presentation on hurricanes, and specifically I chose Hurricane Irene. I remember when this one happened and all the different damages and destruction in areas around like the East Coast, and it came up into Maine with like storms, but not really the hurricane conditions, and so that's why I chose this specific one. So, what is a hurricane? The definition says pretty much it's a tropical cyclone with winds of 74 miles per hour or greater. It's usually accompanied by things like rain, thunder and lightning, flash flooding, and a tropical cyclone is a rotating low pressure weather system with no fronts and with low air pressure at the center called the eye. So, where do they happen? They happen over tropical or subtropical waters, so they really need that warm water to form. How do they form? Warm, moist air over the water rises and is replaced with cooler air. The cool air will warm and start to rise, and this cycle causes huge storm clouds to form. The storm clouds begin to rotate with the spin of the earth and form a system. And then if there's enough warm water, the cycle continues and the storm will grow. So then at the top I have a little diagram of a hurricane, and it shows at the center that low pressure, which is the eye, and then surrounding that is the eye wall, which they say will be like the strongest part of the hurricane. And then on the outside, the rain bands, which will be like tropical storms that the areas around the hurricane experience lots of rain. So when do they happen? They happen during hurricane season. It starts June 1st and lasts until November 30th, but hurricanes can occur before or after the official season, and they have before June and then after November. So the range of a storm. Starting out, if the maximum sustained surface winds are less than 39 miles per hour, it's considered a tropical depression. If the winds are greater than 39 miles per hour, it's considered a tropical storm. And then once the maximum sustained winds reach that 74 miles per hour, here in the United States, we consider it a hurricane. So once considered a hurricane, we use the Stafford-Simpson hurricane scale and give it a rating or category 1 to 5 based on the maximum sustained winds. So the higher the number, the greater for potential property damage and destruction. Where do they happen? They originate in the Atlantic Basin, around the Atlantic Ocean, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Eastern North Pacific, and sometimes the North Pacific. So they happen over the ocean in areas near the equator with plenty of warm water. And then here's just a map I found that it kind of shows like going from left to right, east of Africa, and then like south and east of Asia, all around Australia pretty much, and then in the Pacific near the United States, and then a lot in the Atlantic. So where do hurricanes get their name? There's a 6-year rotating list of names used to identify the storms, and this list is updated and maintained by the World Meteorological Organization. So when it comes to hurricanes, you got to think about the NOAA. What is it? It's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. It's the world leader in hurricane research, and they strive to understand the the mechanics of the storms to protect people, property, commerce, and natural resources. And they really like predict and track different storms. So my hurricane, Hurricane Irene, happened in August of 2011. It was a Category 3 hurricane, so it was pretty strong. It hit areas like the Caribbean, the United States East Coast, and even as far north as Canada. You can kind of see the path that it followed like that, starting down there, following around the Caribbean, and then up through the United States. And it says that it spawned several different tornadoes. Some areas had as much as 17 inches of rain. There was extensive storm surge and wind damage with 115 mile per hour winds in some areas. So following that diagram, it evolved from a tropical wave that exited the African coast and then went up and did that curve with like the strongest area being those orange spots, which was the peak intensity kind of over the Bahamas. And it was thought of that it was $14.2 billion in damage. So here's just a few different pictures of the kinds of damage that this hurricane had. You can see up in the top kind of just house destruction from wind and rain, lots of flooding as deep as cars, trees knocked over, knocking out power, gas stations being knocked over, and then one thing that I kind of remember happening was the Jersey Shore kind of got hit really bad, and that's their pier in the bottom corner just completely wrecked. So some different like surface maps and things like that. This map shows where there were strong winds of the hurricane, and it's shown with the red section on the graph. It kind of like was down in the Caribbean and then went all the way up as far as it looks to me New Jersey, and then the orange part of the map was more of like tropical storm conditions, which was all on the outside of that red and went all the way up into Maine, which is what we experienced, and then even into Canada up there. So a few more things. It was the first hurricane of the 2011 season, so it kind of started off things in a bad note. It had over 3 million people lost power due to the hurricane. There was a low pressure, like the lowest low was 942 millibars, and then dry air from the United States landmass kind of slowed the intensification process of the storm, which also, along with it being a very spread out hurricane, I think it talked about like winds being as far as 100 miles away. It was only a category 3, but it was predicted to be category 4. But because the storm was so spread out and that land mass being right there, it was only category 3. And then my final exam question, I gave 2 here, a multiple choice question saying what year and rating did Hurricane Irene have. It was pretty simple, easy to pick up from my presentation, and then I gave a couple options, A, B, C, or D. And then the correct answer would be B, 2011, Category 3 hurricane. And then a short answer question could be, why does a hurricane cause so much destruction? And you could talk about a wide range of things here, like the high wind speeds, the flooding, the thunder and lightning, the power outages, the tornadoes, any kind of thing like that that you picked up on from my presentation. And then this was my references for information and different images I used.